Hello and welcome. My name is Anand. If you're new to this channel, you're very welcome, and if you're coming back, it's great to see you again. For those of you who are not familiar with what I do, I am an emotional wellness coach, and I specifically work with people who are weighed down with inner struggles, and together we work together to help you uncover your inner richness. And last week I talked about why I work with those who have inner struggles. What's the point of it all? And I shared that I'm going to start doing a 6-part series on different pain points that people experience when they're weighed down with inner struggles. And the theme for today, to see if this resonates with some of you, is a pain point that I call when you turn against yourself. And it may be something that you've actually always done, or you can always remember that you've turned against yourself. So what would this actually look like? What kind of way does it manifest? So it might be something like the feelings of I'm not good enough, low self-worth, a lack of self-respect. And so you're saying, yeah, nice words, and what does that mean in practice? So perhaps you might have an inner voice that regularly and consistently tells you that you're not good at something, that you're useless, lazy, a loser. It may even get more vicious than that. It might say things like, I am worthless, I am nothing, I am a piece of shit. These are examples of, and you may keep this very hidden, but if you're aware that you have this inner voice that just relentlessly and regularly tells you how you're not good enough, and it attacks you in a way that you would never speak like that to anyone that you know around you, this is a really difficult inner struggle, because you can't get away from it. It's inside your head. So it's a very difficult pain point. And you might have strategies to combat it and to overcome it. And you'll find that as each week I go through each pain point, there's overlaps between them. The other thing that might manifest itself inside of you is you mightn't see any of your strengths. So someone says, well, what are you really good at? Let's say your name's Mary. Mary, what are you good at? Not really anything. I'm not very good at anything. And that's actually not true, because everybody is good at something, at one thing at least. But you have this inner narrative that tells you you're no good at anything. So you don't see any strengths. You don't see any value in yourself, or you see very little value in yourself. And then that starts to play itself out in all of your life. So you might work in a job where you could be really smart and bright, and some part of you knows you are, but at the same time you're working in a job that either bores you, you're undermined, it doesn't give you any joy. It's just something that you get through because you think, well, who would hire me? Or why would I go for that job? Because they'll really get to see the real me, and I'm not really any good at anything. So this is how this voice can really limit you. Another thing might be your self-worth. Well, I'm not really worth taking care of. I'm not really worth spending time with or attention on. But here's the thing. And it's an unfortunate truth, but what you emit out is what you get back. So if you say that I am low worth or I'm not worthy, then life will give you that back in spades. And I speak from experience, because I have spent a lifetime of using these names against myself, this way of thinking of I'm not worthy of this or I'm not worthy of that. And guess what? Life gave that to me. And when I started challenging it or working on these things started to change for me. And I'm seeing that with my clients, which I'll come to as well around that. So you might even joke, you might use humor. I've met many people who use humor, myself included. It's almost like you make a joke about, oh God, yeah, there I am again, useless, or you might minimize your accomplishments. Or if somebody gives you praise, for example, they say, oh, I noticed you did a really good job on that thing there, and you did this, this, and this, and you might minimize it, go, oh, I don't know, that was sheer luck, or oh, that wasn't me, that was somebody else. Or you let other people take the credit for your work because you're holding yourself back. But deep down, you get really mad at yourself because you go, why did I let Joe take the credit for that? I did all the work and he takes all the glory. And then you start with the inner thoughts of, well, I'm useless, I'm this, I'm that, I'm stupid, I'm weak, I'm lacking in courage. On and on it goes. And that's what I work with my clients. And what we do around this is, well, first of all, it's about identifying it. You can't change or reframe or transform a thing that you cannot see. So if you don't see it, then we can't even get started. And often many of my clients, they may have gone for therapy, and that has really helped them up to a point, as in they're aware of why they may have this critical inner voice. But they still find, I'm stuck in the behavior, so they want to change that. And that's when it's a good time that they can come to me and we can work together on this inner pain point of turning against yourself. So how do we do it? So, as I said, we identify it, we notice it. So I might ask the client certain types of questions that helps them to really see and crystallize what that harsh inner voice that turns against you sounds like, feels like, and where it is in your body. And it might be, where does it come from? What's it about? And just really being with it, and how it keeps you in the dark, because it will keep changing to keep you in the dark. And then we start to reframe it. We start to look at evidence of your strengths, evidence of where you do good things, evidence of where you have value, evidence of what's observable and measurable to challenge that voice. Because there's another voice inside of you, a much quieter voice. And that's the one we're trying to tap into. That's the voice that says, well, actually, Mary, you did a really good job there in work. Why don't you step forward and say, yes, I did this, this, and this. And we work in slow, steady steps if that's the way you want to go. If you want to go fast, we can also go fast. But it's noticing, reframing, and then developing a toolbox for you that can help grow this quality, to challenge that voice that turns against you. And we'll develop self-care strategies. So that's one of the pain points I work with clients, and they have experienced incredible changes. One client shared with me recently of, I no longer feel anxious. Another client is noticing, oh, they saw it in somebody else that was putting themselves down. They went, that's what I do. And when they saw it in another person, it helped them see themselves much more clearly. And then they were like, well, I want to take care of myself. I want to be more compassionate. So they start to choose words with more compassion. So if this is your pain point and you struggle with a voice that turns against you, it's like having that hidden enemy in your head, then there's a few options. You can follow along with my YouTube channel, subscribe and hear other case studies, and each week I will always be sharing something of value that you can take away and practice yourself. You can sign up for my newsletter. It's called The Weekly Wind Down, and every week I'll do a thought piece that will cover something around inner struggles. Or if you decide in time, I would like to book a free 1-hour insight call to talk about this, you're very welcome to get in touch with me, and we can explore it in more details and you can get a taste of that. And if you think, yeah, this is a yes for me, then we can partner together and do the coaching. So I hope you have a lovely day. I will share one little micro tip that you can do if you're noticing I have a voice that turns against me. Just start to notice it. Become like this, a detective or a detached observer, and notice the times that you call yourself names. Notice the times when you say I'm worthless or I'm stupid or any of that name calling. And then a question to ask yourself, would I say this to someone else? And if the answer is no, ask yourself, why are you saying it to yourself? That's not to judge you, it's just to illustrate the difference of how you treat others and how you treat yourself. So I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you again next week to talk about the second pain point, and there's the playlist up above that you can follow along. Thank you. Bye-bye.